Best practices is the process by which external entities select subcontractors. For this purpose, external entities can publish tenders in the EMITS for External Entities environment, conducting their procurement in line with ESA principles. Best practice requirements have been outlined in specific documents available in EMITS. Contracts awarded by external entities may or may not be related to activities financed by ESA. Note that the ESA STAR module only applies to activities within the framework of ESA-funded programmes. In any case, the process starts with the publication of the intended invitation to tender and the invitation to tender in EMITS by an external entity, also called the issuing company. In order to publish an intended invitation to tender in EMITS, the entity tender administrator of the external entity has to log into EMITS, expand the administration menu, expand the intended invitations to tender menu, access the work area section, and click on Add. While completing the form, select the tender type in the drop-down menu, choosing from competitive competitions, restricted competitions, and direct negotiations. Click on Save. At this step, products and technology domain keywords must be selected from the available lists. Then, click on Update. The Issuing Company Contracts Officer and Technical Officer must be selected from the list of entity users defined in the ESA STAR registration contacts. Select the users and click on Submit. At this step, the intended invitation to tender is submitted to ESA, and on ESA approval, the entity can prepare the documentation and attach it to the invitation to tender in EMITS. Once the invitation to tender has been submitted for publication and has been published by the ESA approver, an issuing company restricted area is automatically created in ESA STAR. To display the issuing company restricted area, log into ESA STAR as Issuing Company Contracts Officer or Technical Officer and access My Procurement section from the Quick Launch menu. You will display all Issuing Company restricted areas for which you have been nominated as Issuing Company Contracts Officer or Technical Officer. Click on the TA number and access the Issuing Company restricted area. In the dashboard, you will see the bidder restricted areas created for that tender, the total number of submitted proposals, the total number of admitted proposals, and the TOB report status. By switching to the Summary tab, the main tender data can be accessed. Click on Further Information to display further details on the tender. Bidders can request the creation of an issuing company bidder restricted area from EMITS by following the same procedure as for ESA tenders. In order to submit proposals for best practices, bidders must fill in proposal title, as this is a mandatory field. In order to submit the offer, the bidder has to upload a cover letter and any other document under the section Other. Both sections have the status to be uploaded until documents are posted. Once each section is completed and the status is uploaded, click on Submit the proposal. Offers cannot be submitted without the mandatory information. Therefore, each time the bidder clicks on Submit, the system automatically checks that all mandatory information is provided. As soon as the proposal is submitted, the bidder receives a confirmation message and the status of the proposal is automatically updated. Bidders can recall their proposals at any time before the closing date. When the closing date is expired, the issuing company contracts officer and technical officer defined in the invitation to tender can access the issuing company restricted area and start the evaluation. They can access the proposals list from the dashboard by clicking on Submitted Proposals. The first step is the unlocking of cover letters of received proposals, carried out by TOB members, issuing company's contracts officer and technical officer. Click on the TOB link in the Quick Launch menu and then click on Unlock Offers. Adopting the 4 Eyes principle, the issuing company's contracts officer and technical officer must be connected to the system in the same 1-minute time frame. Cover letters can now be unlocked. In order to open the unlocked cover letter, it must be decrypted. The issuing company contracts officer and technical officer can access the document in the bidder restricted area by clicking on the cover letter title to open the file and save it. Set the TOB resolution to admissible or non-admissible for each proposal received. And click on Submit to start the approval cycle. The TOB report must be approved by TOB members, the issuing company's contracts officer and the technical officer. If, according to the rules, an ESA intervention is necessary in order to proceed with the evaluation, the TOB members must tick the box Require ESA CO approval before submitting. Click on Submit to start the approval cycle. The ESA contracts officer is then added as the last approver of the TOB report. The approval flow can be displayed by clicking on View Approval Flow. When the TOB report is approved, the best practices process in ESA STAR can be considered closed, as the rest of the offer evaluation activities are performed outside the system by the issuing company.